Are you Limi?
Yeah. Are you Katie?
I am.
I think I've seen you before.
Like in a past life? Like on social media?
Yeah, do you create content?
Yeah, I do. I'm technically Sunnysidekt Katie. I have a cooking series.
Yeah, I've seen you cooking. I love your shit. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually going to the grocery store right now.
I need to go to the grocery store as well.
Do you know how to cook?
Not on your level.
Well, would you want to learn how?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's cook together.
You want to cook something for me right now?
If you can maybe make my Uber free.
I think we could work something out. Let's go.
Do you have any food allergies?
No, I'm trying to follow an autoimmune protocol. I'm trying to eat healthier these days.
Okay, I have some ideas.
Welcome to Katie in the Kitchen, a series in which I interview people and cook with them with the hopes to re-inspire people to connect with their food.
Cheers. My name is Limi Johnson. I'm a digital content creator, brand coach, and I sell the sun for a living.
Sell the sun, what do you mean by that?
I sell solar panels.
Oh, okay. So as Sunnysidekt Katie, I'm thinking like you're selling like me.
Yeah.
So you sell the sun, is that why you moved to Florida?
I'm from this area, so I definitely have a really deep connection with the sun. Like I need to get in it at least an hour every day. I feel more vibrant, more energized. I feel more like me.
Yeah, vitamin D is super important and that comes from the sun, and we're gonna have some salmon today which is also full of vitamin D.
Ooh.
We're gonna be making a lemon dill salmon baked in the oven, some zucchini noodles.
Ooh,
It's a lower carb, higher protein, good quality fat with those omega-3 fatty acids.
You're gonna be making it. It's gonna be great.
I hope that you learn something too.
I have a feeling I will.
Come on, fishy. What do we want to name him?
Dory?
No, Nemo.
Okay.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh gosh.
This is the Alaskan salmon, wild caught. And usually wild caught is better than farm raised because it's got a higher nutrient content and less fat. A lot of omega-3 fatty acids in the salmon. You don't have really much of the white, it's pretty pink, which means it's got a higher protein and a lower fat content. So we are gonna add a little bit of oil to the fish just to increase those omega-3s. How did you get into Uber driving?
I ran into some health issues. It was tough to sell solar. I needed to make some money. So I saw someone driving Uber and they had like 300,000 followers on Instagram. Thought the content wasn't that entertaining. And he had 1.7 million subscribers on YouTube and I was like, I can do that. I can do it better. The second post did 10 million and here we are 4 months later.
Wow, so it's only been 4 months and you've grown a lot on social media. You're pretty tall though.
I'm a growing boy.
Must be all that vitamin D. It's all the sun. You started this content creator journey. Like, were you expecting it to blow up like this?
It might sound a little cocky or egotistical, but I always knew I would be famous. I love storytelling. I love connecting with people. I always felt like I had this personality to be famous. Yeah, I didn't have expectations. I told my mom I'm gonna do this for 6 months. And we'll see how it goes. It happened in a week. So now it's birthed into many other opportunities. I'm helping people build their personal brand, helping people with social media, speaking on camera. A lot of people are scared to speak on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
I did, yeah. I mean, as doing this, I've noticed some people struggling a little bit with feeling comfortable in front of the camera. Even as a content creator myself, like I've had to learn how to get out of my shell and not be afraid to like show who I am. Because the more vulnerable you are, the more real you are, the more people can connect with you. And it just makes for better content and better connection with your viewers and your community. And I feel like you can just share your message and your story so much better too when you speak from your heart, you speak your truth. And that's what's going to resonate with people. And with a platform like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you have this potential to really make a positive difference in the world because you now have captivated an audience's attention. What do you want to share with people? I think a lot of people are afraid to be famous because they don't want the attention on them because maybe they're afraid to look at themselves.
It's not maybe. I think it's a direct correlation of self-worth, self-love, putting yourself on camera.
So like when you go through the content creation journey, it like pushes you to see yourself in ways that you've either been afraid to or have been suppressing or haven't ever seen before, and now you're becoming aware of it.
We're putting in the reps right now as we're doing this, and the more that we do it, the better it'll be, the more authentic it will be, the more we'll be able to spread our messages. So
yeah, absolutely.
Sunnysidekt Katie.
Yeah, shining my light.
Absolutely.
As you are.
It's a good collab.
Yeah. Sunny and solar. Well, like when people ask you about what you do, like what do you typically tell them other than like I sell the sun?
Yeah, I help people build their personal brand. I know I have that ability now and the skill set to do that. So I'm building mine as my own testimonial, and I'm also helping a few people right now build theirs. And this is just the groundwork to my evolution. And this is what I love doing. It's touching my soul. And I also love community. I'm really big into community, and I'm meeting with business partners later in the week, whether it's going to be virtual or masterminds or monthly. So that's a big thing I definitely wanted to tell you about, because I think you'd definitely be a great asset to the community.
Community building is so powerful because we all have our own unique essence and unique skills and character traits and experience that when we come together, we lift each other up. Like we're elevating each other's energy and light.
That's the name of the group, is collective effervescence.
Oh.
It's a sociological term by Amelie Durkheim.
Okay.
They describe it when I was learning it in college as like you're at your favorite concert in, a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, and they're playing one of, Under the Bridge or whatever. And it's the collective feeling that everyone feels when you're doing it together. But when I think of effervescence, I think of like the bubbles.
Yeah.
And when we're working in collaboration with each other, it's exactly what you said, collective light, just bubbling.
And like we're like radiating off of each other.
Radiating, perfect word for it.
We're just radiating out, and we have all these different colors. It's so beautiful.
Yes, I love the way you just said that.
Yeah.
That made me think of mushrooms.
Wow, the mushrooms. You want to know a secret?
Give it to me.
So this thing is gonna turn this zucchini into spirals.
What? So much easier.
Super long. It's like a cheese pull.
Oh, nice.
Ever since COVID, I feel like that forced us all to go inward a little bit because we had to be with ourselves all the time. It was like we skipped over almost like a year or two even, depending on who you were and what you were doing.
Yeah.
Of like socialization.
You said depending on like who you are and what you're doing. For me, it was no different. I never wore masks. I still hugged all my friends all the time. So.
Yeah, like at that time I was in PA school and I was actually in Florida. Like I was living in Wisconsin, but I was in Florida for spring break. They told us that we had to shut everything down. We were completely online for the rest of the year. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna leave Florida because I know if I'm going back up north, I'm gonna be isolated inside and not see the sun. And at least I can be with my family and like we're connecting. And it was one of the best times ever, and actually convinced me that I wanted to move to Florida. And it was just part of my journey, and here I am now, like living here.
We're glad you came.
Yeah, thank you. I brought my light. Even though it was already the sunny state, it was calling my name. Sunnyside Katie.
100% Katie.
So we have to get all of these zucchinis to turn into this.
I think we can do it.
Of all the Uber rides that you've had, what was your favorite?
To be honest, like I bring people's authenticity into the car. So like when you say that to me, I think of 100 rides. Does anyone cut themselves on this? It's always like a party. They're always asking me to go hang out. 70% of the rides, it's good, it's fucking great content. So like what stands out is like, I don't know, let's just say the first one, the one that put me on the map with Lexi getting in the front and them all getting in the car and they're saying like, oh, it smells so good in here. Like, what is that? And I was like, what do you think it smells like? And the girl in the front goes, Lexi, shout out to you. I appreciate you. You got the party started. She goes, it smells like sexy Uber. And then I had the guy saying, ooh, say less. So that's the most memorable one because it was it was the one that put me on the map. What do you think about eating raw vegetables?
I think it's good. I think it's easier to digest when you cook them. Certain vegetables actually maintain their nutrition value if you keep them raw, but other vegetables increase their nutrient availability once you cook them, like it activates them.
Oh, wow.
Cooked carrots is better for you than raw. Kale, broccoli. The green part of broccoli gets darker once you steam it, but you don't want to overcook it either. The taste of it is more sulfur rich because of the cruciferous nature of the vegetable. How many rides have you done?
I've been an Uber driver for 9 years, on and off. Yeah, throughout college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every time I didn't want to work a corporate job or wanted to make some extra cash, I always had it on the side. I've been selling solar and driving Uber for 10 years. I drive Friday and Saturday night for like 4 or 5 hours a night. So I'm probably doing like 20, 30 a week, 40 a week.
And you film all of them?
Yeah, I film all of them. I get the consent from everyone too.
Full consent, of course.
Yes.
Were you an artist when you were a kid?
I can't draw at all. Chicken scratch. I can't draw in the lines. Definitely someone that didn't like authority.
I could see that.
I could see that.
What's your sign?
Cancer.
Said that in my head.
No way.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Sunnysidekt Katie.
Yeah, what's your why? What is something that's on your mind lately most, or a lesson that you've been learning? I know I just asked you like 7 different questions, but what comes up?
Of all the questions, which do I choose?
Yeah.
I feel like it all comes back to just sticking with what feels right and living in flow. Because there's so many different things I want to do and love to do. And I used to think I had to choose one or the other. Like I felt like I had to like pick one. And that didn't feel right because I had so many parts of me that were then left out.
The creator's dilemma.
The creator's dilemma. What do you want to be known for? I
want to help build a brand, a personal brand for people, and community builder. Those are the two things I really want to be known as. And a great storyteller and a communicator and just a good person too. Like
just like authentically you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, it's not easy in this day and age. Like,
no, it's not.
With you said doing things that are true for yourself, what it made me feel like is like the only way that happens is when I can calm my mind and calm my nervous system.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like self-reflecting and meditation and yoga and deep breathing and getting off my phone and just going on a walk with friends, like coming back to me. This is how you level up.
Be focused on where you want to go and how much you want to grow, but not too caught up in the journey of getting there.
Right, it's not the destination. I'm reading Atomic Habits and he says, don't be goal-oriented person, be a system-oriented person.
Yeah, I loved that.
I love that too, like change your identity through your systems. I'm like, I'm saying no to so many people now and I'm like getting my systems in order. Like,
because that's the foundation. And how you take care of yourself is how you're showing up in the world with other people. And like that's part of like one of my huge pillars in my life is like treat people how you want to be treated. Like what if you start with yourself and actually treat yourself well? When
you're making decisions, I always like to ask myself, sometimes I forget, I shouldn't say always. If I truly loved myself, what would I do? If you could ask yourself that 100 times in the day.
Yeah, you're never gonna go wrong either. It's like a
cheat
code.
Have you ever asked yourself that?
Yeah, I have. Oh, it's not often, but I do.
I hope you ask yourself more now that
I'm inspired now. Now I'm going to, because that's such a great framework to live your life by.
Yeah, I've been on the go with a lot of creator events and business networking events, and I'm waking up early and I haven't been exercising and doing yoga like I normally have. This weekend I just have to say no to a ton of things. And
if you loved yourself, what would you do?
Go in my bed and sleep. Thank you so much for that reminder.
You gotta practice what you preach.
Amen. And we also need beautiful friends like yourself to remind us when we forget these lessons.
What do they say? The squeaky wheel gets the...
Gets the cheese?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know the saying. Squeaky wheel, no cheese. You teach your friends, and then they see you. It's like, you're committed to your goals. You're meditating. You're doing this. It's like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be like that.
You're holding yourself to a different standard. And then that's the energy, that's the vibration, the frequency you're putting out. So you're gonna then attract the people who are exactly like that.
You just gave me chills in my body. Like,
so keep going.
Thank you for that reminder. I'm attracting so many beautiful people in my life right now. You're included.
Thank you. And I think too, like your external world is a reflection of your internal world. Yeah, take a deep breath with that one. You already know that.
Yeah, but we all need reminders 24/7. Remind me that, text me that every day, Katie. Like,
get it plastered on a billboard. Like, everybody needs to see this. Like, we get stuck in our heads. We get caught up in the day-to-day, like the mundane stuff, like the paying the bills, the going to work, the doing the things, the cooking the food, that we forget to connect and slow down and just like appreciate every single moment for what it is.
What was our life hundreds of years ago? We all lived in community. We did simple tasks. We connected with each other all day.
All day.
Now we're alone in our own head all day. And so it's like...
we're trapped in our own mind. And how I'm able to give that advice to other people. Some of it's from past experiences and knowing, you know, what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, or the lessons that I've like really struggled with, and wanting to like help shed some light on a situation that they can get through a little bit easier than maybe I did. But even like with friends that are going through like dating struggles, is this person showing you the kind of love that you deserve? And if they're not, are they worth it? Are you gonna change who you are and what you accept and what you tolerate just because maybe you're lonely or you're looking for something to fill a void that you don't know how to fill on your own. Until you know how to fill that void on your own, I personally don't think you're ready to be with somebody else.
It's hard to self-reflect and see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I think everybody at some point in their life look externally for validation or comfort or security or attention, whatever it is, because we're going through something. Just being aware of like, what are your intentions with people?
Yeah, but break up with the boyfriend or girlfriend and go join a community, go do some pickleball at the Crescent Park, go on a walk, go host this meetup. Like, all of us are sometimes way too nice and we don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yes.
And we don't listen to the 4 agreements of like not taking things personally. But I'm not friends with a lot of people because I tell it like it is a lot, and I want to, and we need to really practice not taking things personally so people can fucking tell us things and we can change and get better.
Yeah. And if you're open to receiving that feedback, I mean, imagine how valuable that can be for you in your growth process. If you look at all the top leaders, they don't care about what people think about them because they're so dedicated to their message and who they are, guaranteed that they're gonna lose people in their life. The more clear you are on your vision and who you are and what you wanna do and how you wanna serve this world, the more defined your community's gonna be.
So what's your why?
My why is being myself completely and shining my light so that way other people feel inspired to shine their own.
And how is that, what does that look like on a big scheme? Like if you had to think of like the biggest, like the most amazing thing that you could accomplish in your life, what would that really look like?
That's a great question because, and it's not that I think small, it's that I believe that miracles happen every day. I believe that one small conversation that you have with somebody can change their entire life. I've gotten so stuck in the big picture of like, where am I going, that I forget about those small moments and how much I'm already doing the things I want to be doing. I'm already making an impact, even posting a video. I'm just sharing like a story about something that happened to me, or like I'm just sharing this lesson that I learned. I try not to focus too much on like, how big of an impact do I want to make? Because I know that that ripple effect is so strong. And it's like, we don't always know that. We don't always see it.
Yeah.
It's like believing in God, or it's like having faith. Like you don't need the proof visually to be able to know that like He exists.
Oh, yeah, I love that so much. And I don't have a grand vision for myself of like what I ultimately want to do. Part of my why is I want people to feel seen, heard, and felt because I didn't have that as a child in my upbringing. That's my message. I want to feel connected to people. I want people to feel alive and that you're loved and you can do anything that you want and you can change and all that.
That's such a beautiful gift that you can give to people. And the more that you allow yourself and give yourself permission to be seen, to be heard, to be all the things that you want to be, the more other people are going to feel that permission too. Something that Ryan said to me when he was on Katie in the Kitchen, I think he preaches all the time, is like,
love that guy.
Think bigger, like do more, think bigger. And that was his message at the end of the episode. And that's stuck in my head the whole time because I'm like, am I thinking big enough? Am I doing enough? Like, and yes, I think, you know, you have to accept and love yourself at all stages of your healing journey. And I think there's also a level of where you kind of need to push yourself a little bit, because if you're not expanding your thinking and your dreaming, then you never will know it's possible.
I do think you're either growing or regressing. I don't think there's no stagnation, there's no like even keel. When you say that, when that line to me said think bigger, it makes me feel like take up more space.
Yeah, don't be so small.
Yes.
Like we play this like small victim, like no. That's not serving you, and it's not serving other people.
It's the old framework, it's the old subconscious, it's the old patterns. Pain is a great way to push that, and sometimes like it's like to go to the gym, right? Like you gotta work at it. Like it's not gonna just come fucking easy. Like
no, you wanna build muscle, you gotta put in the work.
We're building the muscle right now, and we're gonna eat some fantastic food. I cannot wait.
We're building our brains, and we're building our hearts, and that's one of the most important muscles.
I love you, Katie.
Oh, I love you too.
Smelling it and just looking at it, I'm
All
like,
right.
what the? I never do this with food. You always like make it and eat it right away.
I know, but that's the training, is we're challenged to take a deep breath and connect with the food before we eat it, help our digestion. Thank you, Limi, for being on Katie in the Kitchen today. It's been such a pleasure talking about really important topics and being our authentic selves together.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you as well.
You ready to try it?
Yes, I'm ready to
go.
Okay.
That's good. Yes. What is one message that you want to share with the world?
To take up space, try new things, go meet people in different scenarios and atmospheres, go to networking groups, step outside yourself and grow.
Love it. Thank you. All right, signing off. Have a beautiful day and don't forget to be yourself.
Sunnysidekt, Katie.